Alright guys, so up until now we've only been working with multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Today we're going to add and subtract them. So just a quick reminder, we are going to be using LCM and LCD again, this time to find common denominators. So the thing we have to look for though when we have LCD and LCM now is we're going to be having monomials, binomials, and trinomials as our denominators. So we need to figure out what the common denominators are going to be. Okay? So just some really quick examples to find LCD of all of these. If I have two terms that are 4x and 2 times x minus 1, I need to find what the smallest common denominator of those would be. Does anybody have any ideas?
2. 4.
Okay. Here's my two terms, right? This one is a 4x. This one is a 2x, or 2 times x minus 1. So before we actually do any of this, let's factor it all out. 4x is the same as 2 times 2 times x, correct? Okay, and how would I factor this guy out? 2 times x minus 1 is the same as 2 times x minus 1. So this one is already pretty much factored for us. Okay, so what are my common factors? What do they have in common? They each have a 2 in common. So to find the LCM of both of these, I have to include those 2's. But remember, because they're circled, I only have to include them once. And then I have to include all of the uncommon factors. So I have to include this other 2 and this x, as well as this x minus 1. So in this case, what would the LCM be? 4x times x minus 1. So when we have binomials, trinomials, and monomials as our denominators, it's really going to help us to factor everything out to see what those common factors are, because then it's going to make our multiplication and our common denominators a little bit easier. Okay, so that's the first one, and I, for some reason, did not leave myself enough room.
Let's move on.
So doing the second one, let's factor both of these. Okay, I have 9x squared minus 16, and I'll just do it on top. Okay, how does that factor out? Good, 3x minus 4 and 3x plus 4. Okay, what about this one? 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. Okay, we have to do bottoms up. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 24. That is x plus 4, x minus 6. Then we divide by 3. That reduces, so the factored form is going to be 3x plus 4 times x minus 2, correct? We bring that bottom up. Okay, so what do they have in common? These 3x plus 4's are in common, so we only have to write that once. And then we have to also include everything that's not common. So we would also have 3x minus 4 times x minus 2. So there's actually 3 terms here that we have for the LCM here. So this would be my LCM in this one. The whole thing. No, we don't have to. It's going to make it really a lot easier for us so that when we start to cancel things. Okay? And then after that, everything about adding these things are exactly the same, just like we've been doing since 5th grade when we've been making common denominators. Okay? Our denominators are just a little bit more complicated now. So let's look at example 1 here. I have 3 over x plus 4 minus 1 over x plus 6. Okay, so looking at this one, let's look. We can't subtract these because we don't have common denominators. Okay, but what would my common denominator be here? My LCD would be, well, we have this whole thing and this whole thing. They're all together. So my LCD, because these are already factored as much as we can get, would be x plus 4 times x plus 6. It would just be the two binomials multiplied by each other. So what we want to do is we want to look at this first term, and what part of the LCD am I missing on this one? This already has the x plus 4, right? So we're missing the x plus 6 part. So we multiply the top and bottom by x plus 6. We do the same thing here. What am I missing on this one? I'm missing x plus 4. So we just multiply by what we're missing, x plus 4. Correct. You just multiply by the opposite one, by whatever is missing. So we would distribute here. So this first term would become 3x plus 18 minus, we distribute the 1, and that becomes x minus 4, because this negative is attached to the 1. Okay, and what was my least common denominator? X plus 4 times x plus 6. Okay. So now let's combine like terms here. 3x minus x gives me 2x. And 18 minus 4 gives me plus 14 all over x plus 4, x minus 6, x plus 6, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay. Now, are we simplified all the way? No. We have a GCF up here, right? So let's factor out the 2 just in case something might cancel. So we would have a 2 times x plus 7 over x plus 4, x plus 6. Does anything cancel there? No. No, so this is our answer. On this one, I'll actually write that step, okay? So example 2, we have x squared minus 5 over x squared plus 5x minus 14 minus x plus 3 over x plus 7. This guy's already factored for us, right? We can't factor it anymore. But we do need to factor this one. Okay, so we have, I'm going to do mine off to the side, x squared plus 5x minus 14. We can use diamond on this. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 14 and add up to positive 5. Positive 7, negative 2. Okay, and then our other one was just x plus 7. Okay, so do they have anything in common here? Yeah, they have x plus 7s, right? So my LCD is going to include that x plus 7. How many times do we have to write it? Just once. And then what else do we have to include? We also need to include that x minus 2 because it is a factor of the bigger one. Okay? Okay, so this is going to be my LCD. Of this thing, is it missing either of those terms? No, because it actually factors out to this whole thing. Let's rewrite it factored out. So this is going to be x squared minus 5 over x plus 7, x minus 2. Okay, which term is this one missing? Just the x minus 2. So we're only going to multiply by x minus 2 on top and bottom. So this would become minus x plus 3 times x minus 2 over x plus 7, x minus 2. And this was the step that I skipped on the last one that I should have written out. Okay, now we have common denominators. So I can put everything over the common denominator, x plus 7, x minus 2, and put all of the numerators on top. So before we go any further, we want to FOIL this out, right? What did it already FOIL out to? We are, well, let's put this one up here, x squared minus 5 minus, what would this one FOIL out to? We have x squared. X times negative 2 gives me negative 2x. 3 times x gives me plus 3x, so those combine to plus x. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6. I use FOIL. X plus 3 times x minus 2. X squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 6. And those combine to give me positive x. Yeah. No. Then we want to distribute that negative into the parentheses. So I would get x squared minus 5 minus x squared minus x plus 6 all over x plus 7, x minus 2. Combine like terms, those x squareds cancel each other out. So we would get negative x. Negative 5 plus 6 gives me plus 1 over x plus 7, x minus 2. And that's our answer. Okay, example 3. X plus 3 over x squared minus 5 minus x minus 1 over x minus 5 plus 3 over x plus 3. So we're working with 3 different denominators this time. Okay, so first, before we can find the common denominator, we want to factor this just to make sure that we know what all the factors are. So we have x squared minus 25. How does that factor? Difference of 2 squares. So x plus 5, x minus 5. We also have an x minus 5. And x plus 3 equals x plus 3. Okay. So will you guys right now on your own figure out what the LCD is going to be? Very good. So we have x minus 5 in common, so that has to go in there, x minus 5. And then we also have to include everything that's not in common. So we do need to include x plus 5 and x plus 3. So that's our LCD. So what is this first term missing here? X minus 5. No, it has an x minus 5. It's only missing x plus 3. So let's multiply the first term by x plus 3. That's going to make this first one x plus 3 times x plus 3 over x plus 5, x minus 5, x plus 3, minus, what is this one missing? It's missing the x plus 5, and it's missing the x plus 3. So this is x plus 5, x plus 3. So that second term becomes x minus 1 times x plus 5, x plus 3, times x plus 5, x minus 5, x plus 3, plus, what is this one missing? Both of the 5s. X plus 5, x minus 5. Okay, so this would become 3 times x plus 5, x minus 5, over x plus 5, x minus 5, x plus 3. Okay. Now, to save ourselves a little bit of time and space on our paper, let's look at this. What is this negative going to do?
Make a positive.
We want to distribute to everything, right? Before we go any further, let's FOIL all of the numerators. Okay? This one is going to FOIL out to x squared plus 6x plus 9 over x plus 5 times x minus 5 times x plus 3 minus. We can use box or FOIL on this one. Box might be easier because it's 3 terms. Do you trust me to just take my word for it? Okay. That would be x to the third plus 7x squared plus 7x plus 15. I did box or FOIL on that one. Okay, so you can do box or FOIL on that one. And then this would become 3x squared minus 75. Okay, that one is FOIL and distributive. Okay. Okay, now this negative distributes to everything over here, and then it becomes a plus. X to the third becomes negative. 7x squared becomes negative. 7x becomes negative. And 15 becomes negative. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. So let me write a note. We'll distribute negative. And now we can put it all over the common denominator, which is x plus 5, x minus 5, x plus 3. And let's combine like terms here. I have a negative x to the third. Are there any terms like that one at all? No. So we just have negative x to the third. I have an x squared minus 7x squared plus 3x squared. So that is going to give me a negative 6x squared plus 3x squared, negative 3x squared. Positive 6x minus 7x, negative 1x. And then positive 9 minus 15, negative 6, right? Minus 75 gives me negative 51. And that is my answer. Okay? It was a lot of work.